So let's go over some function examples. We start out with an example in Python that's called letter grade. The way you define a function in Python is with the keyword def, D-E-F, define, then the function name, open parentheses, any list of arguments that you want to give it, closing parentheses, and then a colon. Everything inside of the function body needs to be indented by the same number of white spaces. In this case, I chose 4, and then the same rules apply for bodies of if and else if and other statements. Okay, so what this function does is it maps a percentage to a letter grade. So if you in a course achieve percentage greater than 90%, you might get an A, and the code then stops. The return keyword in Python says, hand back whatever I put behind me here, so the A in quotes, and then you're done, right? If your percentage is not greater than 90, but it is greater than 80, you'll return a B and you're done. Otherwise, if it is greater than 70, you return a C and you're done, or D if it's greater than 60. And if it's none of these, then return an F and you're done. So the important thing to notice here is that for Python, the return statement terminates the execution of a function. In other programming languages, that's a little bit different, but that's how Python works. So what this says here is print the letter grade for a percentage that is 85. We execute this on the command line, and we get back a B, right? So what happens is the code runs, figures out that it is a main program. It's going to print something. It doesn't know what yet. It needs to first get the return value from this function letter grade. Okay, so it goes to letter grade, takes the value of 85, walks through here. 85 is smaller than 90, but greater than 80. So it returns a B. The print function gets the B, and the B is being printed here. The same in Bash can be written like this. In Bash, the function keyword is function, letter grade, and the command line parameters are a little trickier here. We use what's called $1, which is the first command line argument that we get on execution of the function. So we hand the parameter to letter grade. Letter grade can have many different function parameters, but we are only dealing with 1. And then same as with the Python code, we have this long list of if, else if statements that is terminated here by the phi. And we check, is $1 our argument greater than 90? If so, then echo an A. If not, walk through just like before, else echo an F. And now letter grades.bash, if we execute that on the command line, we get the same B. Minor detail here, this hash exclamation point just tells the shell what interpreter to use. So if we execute it on the command line like so, like grades.py, it's going to try to find a Python 3 interpreter and run the code through this. It's the same as saying Python 3 grades.py on the command line. And here we ask the shell to use the bash interpreter. The real strength, and I'm only showing this for Python, comes in if we are writing these functions and we import modules. Fancy language perhaps, but we've just written that piece of code that's called grades.py. It has the function letter grade in it. What we can do in Python is we can say import to your new code, or here, the interactive Python, or this could also be a Jupyter Notebook, import grades. And then we have a module that is called grades internally in interactive Python, and we can call its functions through module name dot function name and then the arguments. In this example, we import grades as itself. Grades.lettergrade 60, it gives us an F. Grades.lettergrade 87 gives us a B. We can save the output to a variable G. Grades.lettergrades 87, print G gives us a B. We can also, instead of importing everything that is written in grades, we can import individual functions from a module. So from grades, import letter grade means that from the module grades, we only want the function letter grade, and then we can use it without having to use the grades dot or the module name dot syntax. Internally in Python, it is now known that there's a function that is letter grade. We know where to go to execute it, and we can do the same things that we have done before. The same is kind of true for bash. So we have a function letter grade. If we now just say in the file lettergrades.bash, hand whatever comes in through the command line to the function letter grade, and then return its output.